I'm sure I have to take that out.
Yeah, he's fucking tape, and then he's like, "You motherfucker did that to me." He's like, "I'm gonna fucking kill their ass." So he.
Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. It is Tuesday the 17th and I'm in Jacksonville, Florida. I just picked up here a load of drinks, some sparkling ice drinks, and I'm taking it to Salt Lake City. So I'm going home. I'm happy about going home, but I'm not happy about the rate. They're paying me $4,400 on this, and I have 2,237 miles. I'm gonna take the southern route down through Texas and New Mexico instead of going north because of the weather. I had a hell of a time when I was coming down here. Wyoming was 85 miles wind gusts, and it wasn't fun at all. Then my reefer belt broke. I was up all night. If you haven't watched the video, you should go back and watch it. It was a hell of a trip down here. But anyways, we're loaded. 42,000 on the weight. When I booked the load, broker said that there was a reefer load to run it at 50, but at the shipper here, they didn't. I asked them and they said, no, it's not a reefer load. So I called the broker, he didn't answer. I left him a message to see if he wants me to run the reefer or not. Sometimes they do because it gets cold up north. So maybe that's why, but I'll wait for him to call me back. I'm gonna go over here to the Loves, get scaled out, get some diesel. So diesel right now here is over $5. With my discount, it's showing me it's $4.78. So it'll be interesting once I get home. I'll go over this complete trip and I'll compare it to some trips from January and February when diesel was low. Let's see what the difference is. I'm pretty sure it's pretty big, but we'll see.
Turn left on Duvalvo.
For credit and 518 cash price here at the Loves. But I do get a 40 cents discount with my EFS card here. Yesterday I replaced the belt. It ran me $300. Usually I would do that myself, but it was raining so hard. I had tornado warnings, so I just had them do it at Thermo King. Then I went got a truck wash, a washout with the Rain-X on it and everything, engine wash. It was $200 at the Blue Beacon here. Alright, let's get scaled out first, then we'll go around and get some fuel. Let's see, 3387. Put that in the full. $14.75. Scale is currently busy. Let's try that again. Why is it doing that? It's never done it before. Oh, it's not gonna work. Let's see. This is how we used to do
First
it.
way, relay.
First way, truck 201.
You're all set. Pull forward. Come in time for a ticket.
Thank you. So with the app, usually I can just pay through the app and get my ticket, but before the app, this is how we used to do it. And well, you can still do it, so you just hit the call button and tell them your truck number. And then you have to go inside, pay for it, and they'll print you out a ticket. But this was the first time that the app didn't work, actually. So, but anyways, I gotta get some fuel, and then we can get the scale ticket, see what's going on. If I need to adjust the weight or not. Alright guys, I just got done fueling. Diesel costs $4.98 for 101 gallons. That's with the discount. Also did the scale. So I'm legal to run. I can be 34 on my drives, 34 on my trailer, 76 is the gross. But what I did is I moved 3 holes to the front because the trailer was heavier. Now I moved 3 holes to the front to put more weight on my truck, and I do that because it's makes the truck much more stable and also saves me fuel when I do that. So very important for wear and tear as well. More weight on the trailer will kind of pull you back and make it harder for the truck to run. Broker still hasn't called me to see about the reefer, if I should run it or not. I'm still waiting for him to call me. Let's see about that. Yeah, diesel guys is crazy here. Lord, that's very expensive. And yeah, I might fuel in probably Alabama somewhere. Mississippi. I'll check out the fuel prices later and see where I'm better off. Because my fuel tanks are small. I can only fuel 138 gallons. That's the max I've ever fueled, but I should put bigger tanks on this truck because this fuel is getting really out of hand. It's eating up all the profit we make. And I'm curious if they're gonna start raising the rates, because I checked out the load board and so far they really haven't. I don't know if the diesel is gonna still keep going up. I watched the news. Looks like this war with Iran over there is not stopping anytime soon, so they might be raising it even more. talked to some of my friends back in Europe, and they're having a hard time over there too with these diesel prices.
Take the left on the right to I-295
Morning, guys. I wanted to show you this place here. It's Moab, Utah. If you get a chance to pass through here on the 191 before I-70, it's a beautiful place. Brought my kids here a few times and they loved it. You can rent UTVs, ATVs, Jeeps, and they have the arches here, the arch that they have on the Utah plates. So this is where it's at. Not here in town, it's a few miles up the road here, but a lot of motels here in town, bars, restaurants. It's a really nice place if you have a planning a vacation. You might consider it. So it is 5:53 in the morning. GPS says I should be there at 9:30 for my delivery. I didn't do much recording on this. It was a rough trip because I picked up Tuesday morning. My delivery is this morning at 10:30. It's Friday. And in order to do this, so since I left Tuesday, I drove 11 hours, slept 10 hours, drove 11 hours, slept 10 hours, so it's been rough. I woke up at 3 this morning, I got my hours back, and started driving to make this delivery. When you have such a short period, 3 days to do almost 2,300 miles is kind of hard to do, but it is possible. Fuel average hasn't been good. It's at 6.7 right now. And that's 3 reasons. Heading west, you're always gonna get less average than heading east because you're climbing elevation. Then I had a lot of wind against me, and plus it's a liquid load, so it's constantly moving. So overall, for the whole trip since I left home, it's 6.9 on 4,688 miles. So it's not bad considering both loads were heavy. The one I took down to Florida and this one I'm bringing back to Salt Lake. So it's a pretty good average still. And I do drive pretty fast. I drive 75 wherever I can. And all of that's mostly because of hours, because you're limited to the hours. After 70 hours, you would have to do a 34-hour reset, or you have to do the recaps, which is what I'm doing. I'm recapping my hours. And anytime you do these long trips, you gotta do either a recap or you'll have to set 34 hours somewhere to get your 70 hours back. And this whole trip, so down to Florida and back to Salt Lake, it takes over 70 hours, close to 80 hours to do the whole run back and forth. I know these videos I make are usually around an hour or less, but the complete trip is about 80 hours. And that's just driving. Plus you have the deliveries, pickups, fuel, pre-trips, repairs, whatever else there is. And it's a different story every time you go out. There's something new always happening. But yeah, if you ever get a chance, you should definitely check out Moab, Utah here. They also have a summertime, they have a ferry here that you can take up the Colorado River, which is also very beautiful. They build a lot more of these hotels. The one on the left here and this one on the right, they're all new. And they're building a lot more. There's one on the left here too, is new. Alright guys, I made it to the delivery, and as you can see they give you this pager here. We got door 316. They are busier than usual. This parking was full actually when I came. That's the staging area. But I'm here at Costco. Everybody likes Costco because they're pretty fast about getting you empty. They're pretty good about it. And they give you this pager, that's where you check in. And you just wait for it. It tells you what door to go to, and then when you're empty, it'll tell you to get out of the door and go check out. But they're usually pretty good about it. I have never actually waited here, but this time I did. It's 11:59 and my appointment was at 10:30, so I guess they're running behind. Like I said, the parking lot was packed. But usually when I deliver here, it's like at 5 in the morning. Or maybe that's why. Alright, 316. I'm gonna turn off the reefer. The only reason I had it on is because the broker said to keep it from freezing. So it was mostly off the whole trip up here. But it did get cold last night where I slept, so I turned it on. And it's packed. Pass and then we'll back up. o'clock. It's 1 o'clock. I finished the delivery. They were pretty quick once they put me on the dock. I'm back at the parking here. I'm gonna unload everything into my car. I got my tire guy coming Sunday. I'm gonna replace 4 tires, grease the trailer, adjust the brakes, and then we'll see about next week how the rates are, because I just compared this trip. Well, let's go over this trip first. So the total trip with the load I took to Florida and this one I brought back from Florida, I had a gross income of $12,000. So diesel was $4,175. And so I went back and compared it to the last trip I did to Florida and back with the same miles, pretty much 50-mile difference. The diesel cost me $2,768 on the last trip. So booking my next load, that's a big difference. It's $1,500 pretty much. So on my next load, I'm gonna have to see what I can do, because this is not, it's not worth running like this. But I will let you guys know. Anyways, I will see you in my next video.